Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे।
All can go there. All have to go there. All have to go there. All. Mayuri, give them the mic, okay? Not me.
Okay.
Give them. They are singing.
Okay.
Sit like this. Mic आपके पास ले. Aditi, go there. Sit all four of them. Keep the mic in the middle.
You come here, man. Come in a minute. Okay, thank you. Get closer to the mic. Or bring the mic closer to you. Oh, you
चक्र गदा पद्मदा नदिया नगर गंधक मंडलुगा नीलाचले शंख चक्र गदा पद्मदा नदिया नगर गंधक मंडलुगा शिव बोले पूर्वी तेरा बनबदिला बोलो के वेबविला प्रकाश करिला शिव बोले पूर्वी तेरा बनबदिला बोलो के वेबविला प्रकाश करिला जय जय जगन्नाथ चिरनंदा मन कोरो जा चरण बंदा जय जय जगन्नाथ चिरनंदा भुवन कोरो जा चरण बंदा जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय बलदेवा जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय बलदेवा जय 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 सुभद्रा 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 जय जय जगन्नाथ चिरनंदन हे भुवन कोरो जा चरण बंदन जय जय जगन्नाथ चिरनंदन हे भुवन कोरो जा चरण बंदन श्री राधा बाबा एवे गोरा अवतार हरे कृष्ण नाम गोरे गोलीला प्रचार श्री राधा बाबा एवे गोरा अवतार हरे कृष्ण नाम गोरे गोलीला प्रचार वासुदेव घोष बोले करी जोरार जय घोष श्री कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ वासुदेव घोष बोले करी जोरार जय घोष श्री कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ जय जय जगन्नाथ चिरनंदन भुवन कोरो जा चरण बंदन जय जय जगन्नाथ चिरनंदन भुवन कोरो जा चरण बंदन जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय बलदेवा जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय बलदेवा जय 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 सुभद्रा जय 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 सुभद्रा
जय जगन्नाथ रक्षा मां जय जगन्नाथ रे महाबाहो पाहि मां हे महाबाहो पाहि मां मां जय जगन्नाथ रक्षा मां जय बोलो जय जगन्नाथ रक्षा मां जय जय बलदेव पाहि मां जय बलदेव पाहि मां जय बलदेव पाहि मां मां जय जगन्नाथ रक्षा मां जय बोलो जय जगन्नाथ रक्षा मां जय बलदेव पाहि मां
जय बलदेव पाहि मां
जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय
जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा
जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय
जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय सुदर्शन प्रभु की जय
हरे कृष्णा श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री जगन्नाथ स्नान यात्रा महामहोत्सव की For the pleasure of Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Devi, we will now be singing the bhajan Sri Jagannath Ashtakam. If everybody can please take out the lyrics on their phone, we'll be singing the stotra together and repeating the last line of each verse. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. Everyone, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. One more time, everyone together. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu बोलो कदाचित् कालिन्दीतटवीपिन सङ्गीतकरावो मुदा बीडिनारीवदन कमलस्वादमडूपा रमा शम्भु ब्रह्म मरपति गणेशाच्युतपादो ओ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु one more time जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे भुजे सभ्यवेणु शिरसि शिखिपीठं कटितटे दुकूलं नित्रान्ते सहचर कटाक्षं विदधते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवासिति लीला परिचयो ओ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे महाबोधिस्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन् प्रासदान्त सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रमध्यस्था सकल सुरसेवा वसरारो ओ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे कृपा पारवर सजल जलदाश्रीनिरुचिरो रममणि रम स्फुरदमलपङ्खे रुहमुखा सुरेन्द्रराध्या श्रुतिगण शिखा गीतचरितो ओ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे रथारूढ गच्छन्तति मिलितभूदेव पटाले स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रतिपदमुपाकर्णसदया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धुसुताया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे परब्रह्म पीडा कुवलय दलोत्फुल्लनयनो निवासी नीलाद्रो निहित चरणोऽनन्त शिरसि रसानन्दिराधा स्वरसवपुरालि गणसुखो ओ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी पावतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी पावतु मे नवयाचि राजं नाचकानि कमानि क्या विभावा नयाचेऽहं रम्यं सकल जलकाम्यां वरवादुं सदा काले काले प्रमथपतिनागीतचरित ओ जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी पावतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी पावतु मे हरतं संसारं धूततरमसारं सुरपाते हरतं पापानां वितते मा परं यादवपादे अहो दीननाथ निहित चरणो निश्चितमिदम् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी पावतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी one more time बोलो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी बोलो 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 जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी पावतु मे जगन्नाथाष्टकं पुण्यं या पठे प्रयता शुचि सर्वपापविशोधात्मा विष्णुलोकं सगच्छति श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री जगन्नाथ रथ यात्रा महामहोत्सव की श्री जगन्नाथ स्नान यात्रा महामहोत्सव की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining the Snana Yatra festival. So, couple of quick announcements before we go for the class. So today's special feast is sponsored by two devotees. The Krishna Bhakta who wants to remain anonymous. Big Haribol. Also today's feast is sponsored by Srinivas Raju Prabhu and Sarita Mataji. Prabhu, please collect the token of appreciation later. Okay, so we have a Sunday feast, Sunday flower sponsors. So it's done by, of course, our default sponsor, Kumar Prabhu. Dad Gaunitya, we have one sponsor this week, Sakshi Gopal Mataji for her birthday. All right, so. All right, couple of quick announcements. So today we have a very special guest. His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu. He is going to give a class. Also, tomorrow he will have a special class on pastimes in Vrindavan, Raja pastimes. So please join 7 p.m. onwards. So His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu will be speaking tomorrow. All right, so our next big festival is? And when is it? 22nd, June 22nd. So Sunday. Not Saturday, Sunday. So as you know that devotees have been putting a lot of efforts for almost last 3 months. There have been weekly calls and there's so many follow-ups and they're preparing actually both Jagannath Rath Yatra as well as Holi Festival. It's going to be wonderful. This time we have a new route. We'll be going through the downtown Lake Hiawatha. So it's going to be a nice program. So please join us. Please spread the word. There's a WhatsApp flyer as well as the printed flyer. So please, try to distribute or please try to communicate to as many as possible. So again, Sunday, June 22nd, starting at 10:30 a.m. And this time we will be starting our Rath Yatra at BAPS Swaminarayan Temple in Lake Hiawatha, and then it will end at our new temple in Parsippany. As you know that Rath Yatra, to pull this festival, it takes a lot of effort, as a lot of Lakshmi, money also. And this year, because of all the inflation and everything, the total budget is about $30,000. And so far, I think we are roughly around 35 to 40%. So, as you know that we are just doing the beautiful Snana Yatra today, and these are the deities who will be going in the streets of Lake Hiawatha and Parsippany. So I would kindly request to support as much as possible. So we have 3 sponsorship categories. Jagannath Seva 1001, then Shubhadra Seva for 501, and Baldev Seva for 251. So we have a Krishna Bhakta Anonymous who is donating 1001 Jagannath Seva. Big Haribol. We also have Pritesh Prabhu and Radhe Mataji. They are doing Jagannath Seva for $1,001. Anyone would like to participate in this Jagannath Rath Yatra festival? Please. Yes. Hemendra Prabhu. Yes. Jagannath Seva, $1,001. Hemendra Prabhu and Rashmi Mataji. Yes. Anybody else? Yes. Haripat Prabhu and Sandamini Mataji, they are doing $501. So big Haribol. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, so if you are interested, please let us know, and it's wonderful that you can participate in this seva. All right, so again, next we will have the class by His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu. So please keep your cell phones on mute and also try to maintain silence. as much as possible. So let me give a brief introduction to His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu. His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu is born in Los Angeles, California, and he joined Krishna Consciousness Movement in Boulder, Colorado in 1969. He first met Srila Prabhupada in 1970 in Los Angeles, where he got initiated. He opened the first temple in Dallas, Texas. He was the president of Portland Temple from 1972 to 1978. 1980 he moved to Colombia and he preached in Spanish. 1984 he moved to Sridham, Vrindavan. 1986 he was appointed the president of Krishna Balram Temple for 3 years and 3 months. Around 1988, Baba Madhav Das approached him to take over the restoration project of Vrinda Kunda. He started taking people out on parikrama since he was president. So again, lot of background, and Dinabandhu Prabhu has been Vrajavasi, has been living in Vrindavan for decades and decades. So we are so fortunate he is with us. So let's welcome His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu with loud Haribo. Can you just take this little bit? Can somebody get the garland, please?
No, I'll play.
Take the kartal, or you want somebody else?
You need your book? You don't need your book.
It'd be better. Sometimes I get. Oh my goodness. No, we don't need it. We'll just, can't find it. Hare Krishna. So we're very honored and we're in very great ecstasy to be here at the lotus feet of Sri Nathji Gopal and Sri Sri Gornitai. They have special name? Sri Sri Gornitai and Sri Sitaram Lakshman Hanumanji Maharaj, and be here at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and with all the devotees of Tuaco. And especially we're honored to be here to participate in your Snana Yatra festival. Hare Krishna. So we'll begin with a very beautiful bhajan about Lord Chaitanya. Because it's only by Lord Chaitanya's mercy that we see anything in Braj. And he was so much connected with Rath Yatra, so that's another reason we'll sing about him. And because we're Gaudiya Sampradaya, then 80% of our bhajans all in Bengali. Especially if it's about Lord Chaitanya. It must be in Bengali. But this bhajan is about Lord Chaitanya, but not in Bengali. Not even really in Hindi, it's in Brij Bhasa, the language of Braj. And if you're getting signal here, please put all your devices on silent, because these little babies have a habit of crying in the middle of the lecture. And you can look up Sundara Lala. Some books it has Sundara Bala, but I learned it as Sundara Lala. But anyway, you'll learn in 2 seconds the refrain. It's very easy. Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Balle Chandana Tilaga Manohara Alaka Shobe Kapolana Me Balle Chandana Tilaga Manohara Alaka Shobe Kapola Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Shire Chuda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Hiya Pardole Shire Chuda Darashani Rale Vanapula Mala Hiya Pardole Pairna Pita Patambara Shobe Nupura Runu Junu Charanana Me Pairna Pita Patambara Shobe Nupura Runu Junu Charanana Me Bala Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Radha Krishna Ekatanu Hai Nirvana Maje Bansi Bajave Radha Krishna Ekatanu Hai Nirvana Maje Bisarupagi Prabhuji Sahi Avata Prakatahi Nadiya Me Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me Bolo Sundara Lala Sachidu Lala Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana Me कोई गावत है राधा कृष्ण नाम कोई गावत है हरि गुणगान मृदंग ताला मधुर रसाला बजाता है कोई रंगन में मृदंग ताला मधुर रसाला बजाता है कोई रंगन बोलो सुंदर लाला सतीरु लाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में बोलो सुंदर लाला सतीरु लाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में बोलो नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में बोलो नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में बोलो श्री सचिनंदन गौर हरि बोल सुंदर लाला सची दुलाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में 500 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya appeared, he was very, very beautiful. Just like our deities in Vrindavan are called Sham Sundar. Sundar means beautiful. But Lord Chaitanya was not Sham Sundar, he was Gaur Sundar. Sundara Lala. In Braj, when we want to call a little boy, then we say, Aja Lala, come here Lala, Aja. We want to call a little girl, we say, oh Lali, come here Lali, Aja Lali. So he was a very, very beautiful boy, Sundara Lala. And whose little boy was he? Just like 5,000 years ago, when Bhagwan Brajendanandan Sham Sundar appeared on this earth, then 5,000 years ago, his mother's name was Yasoda. So we call him Yasoda Nandan or Yasoda Dulala. So Sundara Lala, Sachi Dulala. So when 500 years ago when he appeared, his mother's name was Sachi Mata. So we call him Sachi Nandan or Sachi Dulala. And he was born underneath a neem tree, so he was given the name Nimai. So Sundara Lala, Sachi Dulala, Nachata. Now you all know very well Nataraj, Lord Shiva. But this is a very harsh, very hard Sanskrit word, Nata. Our Brijbhasa language, very soft, sweet language. So we don't say Nata, we say Nachata. And where he's dancing? In the Intercontinental Hotel. In the disco dance club. Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan Me. In Hindi, instead of having prepositions, we have postpositions. So we say he's dancing Sri Hari Kirtan in. Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan Me. Because in this dark age of Kali, this is a recommended process. Chanting very loudly and very enthusiastically, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Bilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Rati Svaparandigam. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhu vevacha patitanam pavebhyo namo namah. So I was thinking of to start with, one pastime of Srila Prabhupada, something to do with Rath Yatra. So I believe it was Rath Yatra in 1970, because I joined in 1969. Then we drove out the next year to LA from Boulder, Colorado, for Rath Yatra. And that was in Golden Gate Park. And somehow there was a certain group called the Black Panthers. Hmm? And somehow they became upset. I don't know why they became upset, but they were threw some rocks at the Rath cart. And so the devotees, they told Prabhupada, you can't go, it's very dangerous. So Prabhupada was brokenhearted. He'd love to go to Rath Yatra. You know, he started Rath Yatra in his neighborhood. So we can just imagine what ecstasy Prabhupada felt going down Fifth Avenue in New York. That is the most important street in the material world. We all know that Kunj Gali is the most important street in the world, but according to material calculation, Fifth Avenue. So there from Mahatma Gandhi Road, pulling this tiny little cart, 3 carts were going down Fifth Avenue. We can't imagine Prabhupada's ecstasy. So anyway, he was brokenhearted that they wouldn't allow him to come. But later they saw there was no problem. So they brought Prabhupada. And maybe you've seen those pictures, very famous pictures, Prabhupada dancing in front of the cart with his beautiful silk satin sannyas robes. It was very, very, very beautiful. So somehow I was way up in front, and then I heard this news that Prabhupada had come, and I came running from the front of the Rath Yatra, and everybody was just like it was like a whole bunch of bees. Everybody was there circling it, you know, made a big circle around Prabhupada. And he paid his dandavats right on the asphalt. And he began to dance, and he began to jump up and down. And, you know, all the visitors would come. They had made a big circle. And I don't know, somehow or other, they must have turned around and saw the look on my face. Everybody was just like, you know, Vasudev crossing the Jamuna, you know, suddenly everything just opened up, you know. And everybody just must have seen the look on my face, you know, anxious, you know. So there's one of those pictures you can see I'm standing there. It's a very young Dinabandhu Das Brahmachari without any white hair. So Prabhupada was dancing there in ecstasy in front of the Rath Yatra cart. It was so beautiful darshan. So then he got on the cart and we continued down to the Family Dog Auditorium where we had a big feast, and they made a big, inside the auditorium they had a big Vyasasan for Prabhupada, very high, and beautiful pictures of Ras Leela and you know, Panchatattva. And everybody was dancing and singing, and Prabhupada gave a lecture, and he said, so, when you come here and you dance in ecstasy and chant Hare Krishna. And when you're tired, you go outside, we're serving prasadam, you take prasadam. When you're tired of taking prasadam, you come back here and chant Hare Krishna. And then again you can go take prasadam. So this is our process, very Kevalananda Kanda, just like when Lochan Das Thakur's song, I think, Kevalananda, only joyful. Krishna, you have to understand a little bit, study Bhagavad Gita, you have to surrender. But Lord Chaitanya, Kevalananda Kanda, you just chant Hare Krishna. So simple. Mahaprabhu is so merciful. Just like I remember, I had a very dear godbrother named Vishnu Jan Maharaj. And he had a big bus, and he traveled all around America in this bus. He said this bus is like a big fish swimming around the ocean of material existence. And it would come to some city, and then from the belly of the fish, a huge festival would unfold, because all the luggage is underneath in the belly of the bus, right? So that would open up, the stage would come out, the instruments would come out, the microphone, sound system, prasad cart, everything would unfold. And then he put on this big festival. So I happened to be in one city where he came, and I was distributing books, and one, regular old American businessman came by, and he said, every day you guys are here chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I go home at night and I try to go to sleep, and the only thing that comes in my mind is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I was envious. I wish when I went to sleep only Hare Krishna would come in my mind. So Lord Chaitanya's process is so merciful, so compassionate. Even they don't want spiritual life, they're getting spiritual life. So this is chanting on the streets, very, very important part. Just like our Ram Roy has his wonderful kirtan party in Brooklyn, chanting on the street somewhere every day, benedicting the people with the Yuga Dharma, Harinam Sankirtan. So Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan ki. So today we just celebrated Snana Yatra. Actual Snana Yatra, I think, is a few more days, 2 more days away. A few more days away. But this is considered the birthday of Lord Jagannath. Because we know that Indradumna Maharaj, he heard about this wonderful deity Nilamadav. Somehow when he finally went there, Nilamadav had disappeared. But then mysteriously, this strange piece of wood came to the shore in Jagannath Puri, and they were unable to move it. It was practically impossible to move it. And finally, they were able to bring it, and every carpenter tried to carve on it, but their instruments broke, their tools broke. So finally we know one strange person appeared. He said, I will carve, but you can't come inside while I'm carving. Otherwise I'll stop and go away. So everybody was hearing the ching, 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 ching. The carving was going on. After some time there was no noise. Then Indra Maharaj became very frightened, worried, what's happening? But he had been told if he comes inside, the carpenter will stop. But anyway, he had so much anxiety, so much love for Lord Jagannath. He finally went inside, and that carpenter disappeared, and the deities were there in the forms that we see. Incomplete. But still, somehow or other, he understood that even though they're incomplete, they should be worshipped in this form. So he ordered a huge bathing ceremony. So this is Snana Yatra, Lord Jagannath's birthday. He appeared to benedict everyone, because he comes outside. There's a big Snan Bedi way above the wall of Jagannath temple to everybody. Everyone, even us whiteys, we can also see him there. I've never been for Snana Yatra, but anyway, this is Snana Yatra. After Snana Yatra, there was one year there was some saintly person had come who was a great devotee of Ganesh. And the king offered to take him for darshan of Lord Jagannath. He said, no, I don't want to see anybody but my Ganesh. So then Lord appeared, it was most amazing, he appeared in his Ganesh form. Gajavesh. Gajavesh. So right after the Snana Yatra, then Lord Jagannath shows his Gajavesh. And then we know that he becomes sick from, pouring so much cold water. They have especially 108 pots from a special well in the north side of the temple where all the tirthas, all the water from all the holy tirthas reside in that well. So 108 pots. So much snan. Then Lord Jagannath gets sick, and the Vaidya, the Raj Vaidya, has to treat him for 15 days, and nobody can see. Everybody's in big anxiety. Nobody can see. Then after 15 days, there's Netrotsava. Utsav we know means festival, and Netra means eyes. So this is a festival for the eyes. Day before Rath Yatra, everybody gets this wonderful darshan of Lord Jagannath, and then there's Rath Yatra. And in Puri, because Baladev, he's the elder brother, he always goes first. Then Subhadra, and last is Jagannath. If you go to Puri Rath Yatra, you'll see. I've never been for Snana Yatra, but I've been to Rath Yatra several times. And it's most amazing. We haven't even scratched the surface of Rath Yatra. It takes from, I think it's Akshay Tritiya day they start. They have to find some tree where there's no bird nest, and there has to be special marks on that tree, the conch shell club and lotus flower. They have to find these special trees. I know it's bakul tree, no? I think so. Anyway, they have to find these special trees. And then you can watch, you can see them carving and carving and carving, and they know exactly how many pieces of, each cart has a certain number of pieces, and there's no nails. It's all, they somehow, fix it with wooden pegs, the ends of the whatever they're carving has a wooden peg, and they make, another part has a hole, and it fits inside and locks like that. So there's no iron nails in the whole thing. It's all very special. And they know Lady Subhadra, her cart has 12 wheels, and Lord Baladev, he has 14 wheels, and Lord Jagannath, he has 16 wheels. It's a whole science. You can go on the internet, you can do research. I don't remember all the things, but anyway, each part of the Rath has some special meaning. And we see that that Lady Subhadra, her cart is Darpadalan, and Lord Balaram is Nandi Ghosh. I thought Nandi Ghosh was Lord Jagannath. What's Lord Jagannath? Yeah, Taladwaj is Lord Balaram. Because he killed that, I guess because he killed that Dhenukasura in Talavan, so the Taladwaj is there. And then Nandi Ghosh. And then all around, there's little temples all around, all the different, on Jagannath, all the different avatars, and then on Lord Baladev, there's so many different protective deities, and on Subhadra's cart, there's so many different devis are all around, and it's just amazing. And then for us, Rath Yatra is going, going down the street. But major part of actual Rath Yatra is just getting the lords on the cart. When I was there, I was there the first year that it was 1993 or 4. It was the first time it was on TV. So all the Daitapatis were upset. They thought if it's on TV, then nobody will come. How will we make money? So they were delaying everything. Everything was delayed and delayed and delayed. And they have the cart sitting there, and there's these ramps that are made of palm trees, cut in half like this and lashed together with rope. These big ramps are there, all just palm trees cut in half like this to make a ramp. And suddenly, inside Sri Mandir, you hear the sound coming, because they have guys they have like 20 gongs. And for everything they do, there's a special beat. And for bringing the deities out, da-da-da-dan, da-da-da-dan, da-da-da-da-da-dan, da-da-da-dan. You hear this inside echoing inside the Sri Mandir and coming closer and closer and closer. Then all of a sudden you see all these beautiful Jagannath Puri flags on poles. All these guys with flags on poles come out, they're swinging them around. Then all types of beautiful Jagannath Puri umbrellas come. And then all the guys, then suddenly all the guys with the gongs come. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And when they come out, when you see them, they do it very dramatically. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, the deities have these very special mukuts. I call them the peacock mukuts. They're almost like peacock's tails. And Lord Baladev's peacock mukut just peeks through the Singadwara gate. and the whole crowd just roars, you know, Joy Baladev, you know, and all these, and then there's other guys there. They have swords, and somebody is there with it's a special chain with, I guess there's 3 places where it has, you know, a piece of cloth soaked in oil, and they set it on fire, and they're coming out with this thing, and they're spinning it around. You know, Prabhupada calls it a firebrand in his description in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And they throw it up in the air, and it just, you can't see that there's 3, just one fire going like that, and then somehow they catch it, you know, and there's guys, you know, juggling, and the whole, we've just scratched the surface of Rath Yatra. And then, you know, the guys with the gongs come, you know, pam, 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 and Lord Baladev comes out, and they're rocking the deity like this. And finally they get up enough momentum, then they push him a little ahead. So I remember we used to go to the Jamastan in Mathura, because they would invite us for their Rath Yatra before we were started our own. And I would always see, because they just have little deities, but they would bring a little table, and they bring the deities out, and they put them on the table, and they'd shake them like this. And I said, what in the world are they doing? Then they go down the steps to the first landing, you know, and put the deities on the steps and shake them like this, and they go down the next landing. I said, what in the world are they doing? You know, then I saw in the real Jagannath Rath Yatra, boom, 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 phew. Of course, we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita about the pillows, but nowadays I never saw the pillows there, but they just rock the deities like this. And, then they bring Lord Baladev around, and then they, you know, with great difficulty, they get him started going up that ramp. In the time I was there, they were pushing, because they have this big post tied with silken ropes around the back of each deity, and then they tie all these silken ropes onto that post, and they're pulling and they're pushing, and somehow they got Lord Baladev almost to the top, and he went like this over the side of the ramp, you know. He was like that, you know. They were just pulling like crazy, you know, and they pulled him back up. As soon as he got up, boom, all the way back to the bottom. And then finally they got him up, and then there's a place where Lord Baladev sits, but that's a little bit high. Then they try to push him up there. Bam, bam, bam. Finally, bam, they get him up. And then as soon as they turn him around, I call it Lob Prakash, because you saw that beautiful mukut. As soon as he's in place, dozens of hands go up, and pew, if you blinked, you missed it. That mukut is gone. Because all these pandits, they can, to their customers, they can, you know, their jajman, they can give a piece of this thing and get a lot of money. So I call it Lob Prakash. It just in 1 second, pow, all these dozens of hands go, and pow, that mukut is gone. So then again, you hear the gongs coming, ba-da-da-dan, ba-da-da-dan, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it gets louder and louder and louder, the excitement's increasing. But Lady Subhadra, she doesn't like this rocking bit, you know. So they just, all of a sudden, they bring Lady Subhadra out. She goes behind all the 3 carts, and they're carrying her on her head like this, you know, along with Sudarshan. And they run up on the cart and just place her there. And each cart, one thing, each cart has got a driver. On Lady Subhadra's cart, naturally, Arjun, her husband, is the driver. There's this big wooden cutout, big monster on one side of the where the deities are standing. He's standing there with his, you know, or he's sitting there with his whips and everything. They have a driver, and then who's the driver for Lord Baladev? Anyway, Daruka is the driver for. Matali, yeah, Matali is the driver for a big wooden cutout on the side of the cart, you know. So they have drivers and everything. It's just we haven't scratched the surface yet. And then for, of course, for Krishna, it's Daruka. We always heard of Daruka, so he's there. So they bring, Sudarshan and Lady Subhadra up and place her on the cart very peacefully. And then the excitement is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, And, all of a sudden you hear the gongs again. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun. It gets louder and louder and louder. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. And the excitement is increasing. Then all the flags come out and the umbrellas, all these Jagannath Puri umbrellas come out, and the people juggling, and the guy with the fire throwing it up the air and somehow catching it. And then all these I forgot, the yak-tail whisk come. The last thing is the yak-tail whisk, Just before them, the gongwalas come. The gongwalas come. Ba-da-bam, ba-da-bam, ba-da-da-da-da-bam. Very, very dramatically, like this. And then the yak-tail fans come, and then all of a sudden Lord Jagannath's mukut peeks through the Singadwara gate. And everybody there's a crowd of lakhs, not thousands, lakhs of people. And all of a sudden, Joy Jagannath, and that sound just goes straight into the middle of your being, it's just lakhs and lakhs of voices screaming, Jai Jagannath, And then they're shaking him back and forth. You see that mukut, and then he comes out. Every time he moves, it's like his movement is the lightning, and the reaction of the crowd is the thunder. Jai Jagannath, And somehow or other, it was a very special day because the announcer had been to some of our temples around the world. This was the first time. Every year many devotees go, but somehow the Namhata department from Mayapur decided to come, and they organized the whole thing, and we had an organized presence. This was the first time there was an organized ISKCON presence. So we had our own kirtan, and we had already made the police chief our life member, so they put a rope around us, so that we could do our kirtan peacefully. We had a rope around us and everything, and police were standing around us to protect. So we had our kirtan there. And the announcer was going on that, here comes the Lord of the universe. Oh, before Jagannath came out, between times he's saying, this ISKCON Kirtan is increasing the glory, the shobha of the Jagannath Rath Yatra. Somehow it was a special day. Everybody was, because usually they're not so favorable. He was saying, how he'd been to the temple in New York and this where and that where, and said their kirtan is increasing the shobha of the Jagannath Rath Yatra. Then, Jagannath is coming, and like I said, his every movement forward is like the lightning, and the thunder is the crowd, and the excitement. And they could go this way, but they go all the way around the back of the three carts, and then all the way in front of the three carts, and then they're pushing Lord Jagannath up that ramp. Boom, 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 and they're pulling, and finally they got Lord Jagannath up, and they had to get him up onto the platform. Bam, bam, bam. Finally, they get him up, and again they turn him around, and again dozens of hands go, and that mukut disappears. If you blinked, you missed it. Then they start dressing the deities with nice turbans and everything, and getting them ready for the Rath Yatra, nice mukut and everything. And then, after some time, the king comes, because his palace is just down the road, a little ways. And in old days, he used to have a grand elephant with beautiful embroidered cloth over his. But lately, just the same they did to Kumbh Mela, they ruined it all. They're afraid that it'll come in, CNN, that the elephant went crazy and trampled someone. So now no elephant. But that year, the king was coming down with a big elephant in front, and he had a special palanquin with all velvet, beautiful velvet color and gold leaf on the wood, and he's sitting there. And I looked, and there was Kirti Raj and Prem something. Prema Rupa maybe. He was the one who wrote this Sanskar book. But anyway, they're two very, very tall devotees. And they were right behind the king. Somehow the king invited them because he was always very, very favorable to ISKCON. So right behind the king, these two big, Angrej were coming, It was just amazing. And they got to they get up to the cart, and then the king gets down, and he goes up the ramp, and actually he told me that Rath Yatra means rain. So there's no question of sweeping the street, because it's all muddy. But he sweeps, he has a handle, it's an old Indian broom with a gold handle, and he sweeps around the Prikrama mark. He told me personally, he said, no question of sweeping on the street like we do. He said they sweep around the Prikrama mark. He goes around twice with a golden broom, and then they bring a silver pot with sandalwood oil and water mixed, and he sprinkles it around once like that. Then he comes down, then they pull that ramp off, and they start putting the horses there. And then he goes up and he does Subhadra, and then he goes up and he does Jagannath, and then he gets back in his palanquin. And like I said, it was a very strange year, because all of a sudden there was a big fat panda, the Daitapati there, and he saw the Kirtiraj and Prema Rupa have come. Immediately, he whipped out, 50 rupees, and he gave it to some smaller panda. He said, go get some, soft drinks for them. So then, I guess, let's see, Subhadra's horses are what color? Black. Baladev is, sort of brownish, and Krishna's are white. And very graphically you can see that Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, they have mares, female horses, and very graphically you can see that Jagannath has male horses. We won't describe more, but anyway. So they stick them in there, and then all those guys with the gongs, they're on each cart. There's like 20 guys on each cart with the gongs. And then there's some guy, he has a big, long brass horn like this. And finally, when everything is ready, doo-wee-oo, 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 then they start going, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. As soon as the cart moves, then ba-da-bump. And you got 20 guys, very dramatically, ba-da-bump, 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 and then the cart begins to move. And if it moves off too far to the left, then they have a special beat for that, because not like us, we have our little microphone that, go right, go right, go right, pull, 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 go right, go, no, go left, now. They don't, so how to understand which way to go, it's all by the gong, some beat is, to go to the right, ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, and some beat is, ba-da, straight is ba-da-dun, ba-da-dun. That's the only one I remember. Then there's another one for going right. And they have a brake system. They have this huge, it must be 12 by 12 beam that stretches across the entire front of the cart. And if we go too far one way or the other, they pull the slip knot, and this beam comes crashing down, and the cart bumps into it, bam, 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 it stops, And then they have to, tie it back up again, and they have these wooden wedges on poles, because there's no steering system. So they push them under the wheel and make the wheel sort of go like that, That's the only way they steer. So they get them all ready to make, steer them off to whichever way they want to go. And that guy is giving a little pep talk, and he's all in Uriya. So I asked one Uriya, what's he saying? He says, what's the matter with you guys? You a bunch of women or something? And pull this thing. Pull this thing, pull this cart, Then da 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 da. And we were doing our kirtan because we were latecomers, so we're in front of Baladev, and Baladev goes first, and all of a sudden Baladev's cart started moving, and we just moved down the down the street like that. So the major portion is just getting the pahandi, just getting the didis on the cart. You know, once they're going, then everything's over. And luckily, for us anyway, they made everything late, and they don't move the carts after dark. So when it got dark, then they stopped the carts wherever they were. And by that time, you know, Baladev is halfway down the path, Subhadra has started, and Jagannath hasn't gone anywhere. So the only kirtan party that anybody saw was our kirtan, because we were in front of Lord Baladev and we were going, you know. And I remember one life member ran out of his hotel and he came out there and he said, "Oh, that's you, Dinabandhu. I could recognize by your chadar." You know, I was swinging my chadar all around, and I saw you, and I immediately knew that's you. That's you. He was from Moradabad, and he come to the Rath Yatra. So they stopped. Now, when they're on the carts, they don't eat any grains. They just have a Kadasi prasad, and they have these guys coming down the street with these big. He throws it in the pot, and then they point the pot at Lord Jagannath and offer it like that, you know, or Baladev or whoever's there, you know, offer it like that. And then he puts it back on his head. The next guy comes, bam, big handful of tulsi, like that. So they didn't move. So we were very happy because that meant now there's going to be, you know, Rath Yatra for the second day, and it won't be so crowded. Because it was so crowded, it's impossible. You have to be crazy to get in there. So what I did is I went. They have a police cordon all around the Rath. So I went by the side and I grabbed onto that rope. So because we're bumping into people, so no, I would keep my position. And those wheels, they don't have Gajra gears and some oil. It's wood against wood. And when it starts to move, you hear this sound. Oh, that sound will make your hair stand on end. And Baladev, he's got 14 of those wheels going. So I would just go and just listen to that sound, 14 wheels going. All in a different tune, It's the most amazing sound. Oh my goodness. But the next day, very easily we got inside. We could pull because there was hardly anybody there. It was nice. And we pulled them all the way down to Gundicha. It was such an amazing experience. And it was just amazing. I can't. It's out of. You have to go and see for yourself. It's amazing. And somehow we had a booth on the Grand Road, although it's totally illegal. But we had a booth on the, not a booth, but a stage we set up, and the Mayapur devotees had, doing their plays, Jagai Madai and all these different plays, and then they asked me to speak in Hindi. Actually, the king, he's from Dehradun. He's a Hindiwala. So he's from northern India. So I spoke in Hindi, and I saw him listening very attentively to my poor broken Hindi. And Jai Pataka Maharaj came. He gave some lecture in Bengali, and like that it was going on, and they were doing their dramas and everything. And on the return, no. It was the same rut, we were going rut. Because that night we did our plays and gave our speech, and then the next day when they were still trying to get Jagannath to Gundicha, I saw some pandit. You don't dare take any money with you. I know. I specifically put 10 rupees in my pocket, and I was, I thought I was being conscious of it all the time. But at some point, I reached in my pocket and that 10 rupees was gone. They're so expert. I was just concentrating and kind of gone. Anyway, I saw this panda coming down off the cart with a big hand of tulsi. And I said, oh no, he's going to hit me up. And he just came in his broken English, he said, he handed this tulsi to me. He said, I saw you speaking Hindi Krishna. I saw you speaking Krishna Hindi. I saw you Hindi speaking Krishna. He was just, he was just happy that a foreigner was speaking Hindi about Krishna. He just gave me some tulsi right from Lord Jagannath's feet. Anyway, it was a very amazing experience. You have to experience it sometime, once in a lifetime. Another time we were there with Radhanath Swami's group, with a huge group. We had a huge kirtan. That was also very. Rath Yatra is already ecstatic, but if you have an organized ISKCON presence, it's really tremendous. So I don't see a clock anywhere. I don't know how much time do I have. 6:30. So if anybody has any questions, we can try to answer your questions. We also have our latest book, Giriraj, the King of Mountains. Brajalila Part 3, Giriraj, the King of Mountains. And we did many years of research, because everybody does Olympics. They run around the hill. They see maybe Kusum Sarovar and Govindakund. But there's so many places and so many leelas. And everybody loves my dear friend's photographs. So we put 284 color photos in this book. And 32 paintings. We had to get special permission from BBT. Even took his drone up. We got some wonderful pictures of some of the places around Govardhan. So there's 284 color pictures, 32 paintings, and 530 pages of nectar. And so many places, you'll be surprised. Even Radhakund, I think, takes up 1/3. There's so many places at Radhakund. Because today is the Chiradahi Utsav and Raghunath Das Goswami. And Raghunath Das lived at Radhakund for more than 40 years. There's so many pastimes about him also. So anyway, after, I guess there's what, Artik, and then so after Artik we'll set up somewhere and outside here, and anybody wants a copy, we're only asking small donation, 25 rupees. I mean, 25. I'm still in Bharat. $25, and you don't need cash. We can take your credit cards, or you can online. Anyhow, you can get a copy of this book, and I'm here to sign it. So anybody has any questions, any doubts they'd like to clear it up, or? I don't think he ever went in. They wouldn't let us in. No, he wouldn't let us in, so he also wouldn't go in. But there's the Pandits are very worried, because there's some scripture, there's some prediction that the white sannyasis will take over. Because on this return rut, we were there for the return rut. And again, they were upset that it was on TV, so they delayed everything. And all these poor villagers, they won't eat until the ruts move. The villagers, the people of Puri, until the ruth moves, they don't eat anything. And the villagers, the going ruth, that's for all the saints. They all come and they get 5,500 or whatever to get their seat on the, the dharmshalas on the road, But the coming back Rath Yatra, that's for the villagers. And they save up the whole year just to be able to go to Puri, and they won't eat until the Rath moves. And everything was delayed. And I remember I made myself right next to the door of Gundicha. And Lord Jagannath came out. And I was right there, and I saw his profile. We always make him very angular like this, But actually, you see, his nose comes down and goes, bloop, turned up like that. And I realized, just suddenly it struck me, oh, this is Shyam Sundar. This is our Shyam. He is Shyam Sundar. Because his nose is very sweet. It's all rounded like this. It's not angular like we make it, Very sweet. I saw, this is Shyam Sundar. Anyway, everything was delayed, and people were chanting. and making noises. So I asked one Uriyat, what are they saying? He said, no, Prabhupada, I can't translate. He said, no, tell me. He says, we're going to make a river of blood in Puri. We're going to get these Daitapatis and get rid of them and give the service to the white sannyasis. No questions. Everybody fell asleep. Oh, very hot. And it's so humid. I took my chadar and went like that. Hare Krishna.
All right, so that was just a sample of Prabhuji's wonderful way of relating so many kathas and pastimes of Krishna, Lord Jagannath, and so forth. So again, tomorrow evening, Prabhuji's, it's a very, very rare opportunity to have his association. And he's actually a true Vrajvasi. When he went there, what year did you go there, Prabhu? 1984, and he's stayed there ever since. He hardly ever leaves from Vraj. All of the locals, how do they call you? Dina Baba. All the locals there, they refer to him Dina Baba, Radhe Radhe. We had the good fortune of traveling with Prabhuji many, many years ago when our kids were small. He took us to so many wonderful places all over Vraj. He has Vraj mood flowing in his veins and arteries. So it's going to be wonderful. Please take this opportunity to come tomorrow and listen to a wonderful Vraj Leela from His Grace Dinabandhu. Let's thank him with 3 loud Haribols. Okay, we do have one car that is really blocking. Nissan Pathfinder White J32PZB. If you have that, please do move it. It's not parked safely. Of course, we're going to have Prasadam soon. We're going to have, actually, before Prasadam, wonderful darshan, the Gaj Roop darshan of Lord Jagannath, with the wonderful offerings that all of you have made, and we're offering to Lord Jagannath today. After that, there will be a prasadam, and after Aarti, we'll have also, after darshan here, we'll have Aarti and then prasadam. Also, finally, it's a little longer program today because we're festival, but we do need a lot of extra help today, cleaning upstairs or downstairs. See Nandanacharya, see any of us, please do stick around and help us just put the temple back, restore. Jagannath will also be going back, leaving to their resting place for 2 weeks before Rath Yatra, and then they'll come out again, all revived and recovered from their bathing. So they'll all be coming out to Rath Yatra in 2 weeks on June 22nd. So make sure you all come for that, definitely. So thank you all so much. And now we have Aarti. Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone can stand up, please. Damodar. You can do it from here so that people can go. Jagannath Swami ki Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath Swami, Jaya Jagannath. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, জয় জগন্নাথ স্বামী জয় জগন্নাথ জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমে জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমে জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পথগামী নয়ন পথগামী ভব তুমে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare प्रेम से बोले Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Jai Jagannath जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भव तुमे जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ জয় জগন্নাথ স্বামী জয় জগন্নাথ জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare Nitai, 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 Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Gauranga. Nitai, Gauranga, Jaya, Gaura Hare. Nitai, Gauranga, Jaya, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Nitai, Gauranga, Jaya, Gaura Hare. Nitai, Gauranga, Jaya, Gaura Hare. Nitai, Gauranga, Jaya, Gaura Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Nitai Gaur. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Lada Daine. Prahlada Lada Daine. Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha. Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha. Shilatanakanakalaya. Shilatanakanakalaya. Ito na singha parato na singha. Ito na singha parato na singha. Yato yato yamitato na singha. Yato yato yamitato na singha. Bahir na singha, hridaya na singha. Bahir na singha, hridaya na singha. Narasingha madim sharanam prapadya. Narasingha madim sharanam prapadya. Avakara kamalavare nakam adhuta singham dalita hiranyakashipu tanabringam keshavadrita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadeta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrsimhade Jaya Nrsimhade Nrsimhade Jaya Nrsimhade Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Nrsimhade Bhagavan ki Prahlad Maharaj ki Shri Jagannath Snan Yatra Mahotsav ki Jai Gaur Premanande Vivo Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Stotoshat Shishimad His Divine Grace Abhayacharya Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Stotoshat Shishimad His Divine Grace
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavanda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगमय की जय. यमुनामय की जय. तुलसी देवी की जय. बृहद मृदंग की जय. संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Haribol. Couple of more quick announcements. Like to thank Shama Jagdishwari Mataji and Vineet Prabhu for sponsoring the beautiful Snan Yatra outfit. Big Haribol for them. Also like to thank Vijay Shri Mataji, Anand Prabhu and family for making the beautiful Gaj Vajesh dress. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Also requesting again, so in just 2 weeks, our beautiful Jagannath, Balaram and Baldev and Subhadra will be going on the streets of Parsippany. Please help them get out on the street. We have a large budget, $30,000. We're roughly a third of the way along. Please do consider sponsoring either $1,000 for Jagannath Seva, 500 for Subhadra Seva, or 251 for Baladev Seva. Every little bit can help us just get Lord Jagannath on the streets of Parsippany and give the beautiful, merciful darshan to all of the residents and visitors and guests of Parsippany Dham. So, Haribol, Haribol. All right, so we are honoring Prashadam now. We will be closing these curtains shortly. We were hoping Prashadam would be outside, but because of the rain, we'll be honoring Prashadam in the temple room. But please do not come into the porch area during the Prashadam time. And then Shayan Darshan will be at 8:15. So we will be asking you to vacate by 7:55 from the temple room if you're honoring Prashad. And so we can clean up before Shayan Darshan at 8:15. Thank you all so much. Jai Jagannath! Jai Subhadra!